This segment sponsored by Timbercrest Senior Living Community. Whether you are ready for independent living without care of home ownership or it's time for more intensive assistance, Timbercrest Senior Living Community has you covered. And here to share more is Mary Beth Gast, their Director of Marketing and Admissions, Melissa Miller, their Director of Nursing, and Donna Ritchie Martin, a resident here at Timbercrest. Hello and good morning, ladies.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
Great, thank you. Good. Well, thank you for being here. Okay, so as we progress in life, things change, and it's so important to have the resources that you need to live your best life, and I understand that this community does that. So kind of give me an overview about your organization.
Yeah, sure. So Timbercrest has been around a very long time. We're in North Manchester, Indiana, and we sit on 117 beautiful acres. And Timbercrest is what is called a life plan community. So people will move to Timbercrest when they've retired. They're still very independent, and they may start out in a neighborhood home, but as they transition through life, they will transition through Timbercrest. So going through all levels of care that we offer. We've been around a long time, and we're really proud that we have grown and have been able to continue to provide that service for the community.
Absolutely. Yeah. And kind of give us the setup, Melissa. Like, what does it look like? Are people living in internal homes, kind of like in a hotel, or are they independent where they walk in from the outside?
Sure. So we have a variety of different living environments. One of them is more independent outside of our facility, directed for just those that are looking for more assistance with maybe outdoor needs, lawn care. And then inside our facility, we have a variety of different care areas, one being our residential area, which can be anywhere from very independent residents to those requiring some nursing services or more of like an assisted living. We also have a health care, which is able to provide whether it be short-term rehab care needs or long-term life. We also are proud to have our Crestwood, which is a secured dementia unit, and really focus on being able to provide the best care for where they are in their journey.
Yeah, it sounds like something for everyone. Like you said, at every stage, and they can progress there.
Yes.
And so I would love to learn more, Mary Beth, about really identifying the difference between the independent and assisted, because I'm sure people are wondering, like, what's the real difference between the two?
Yeah, so our independent living, we have I think right now around 80 neighborhood homes is what we call them. And these homes are anywhere from 1,100 square feet up to over 2,000 square feet. So they're large homes, and people who live in these homes, some of them still may work part-time, they still drive, they can take care of their cooking and cleaning. They're just tired of the home maintenance.
Right.
So Timbercrest takes care of all the maintenance in the home. We take care of, the lawn care, the snow removal, all that work. And they are able to enjoy being a Timbercrest resident and being part of the community, but still being very independent.
Right.
Then that next level of care is in what we call our manor building, and we have apartments. So the apartments are independent living apartments as well as assisted living apartments. The independent apartments are still 2-bedroom, 2-bath. They're beautiful accommodations, and they're set up for those people who are still very independent but may need to add on a service, whether it's a meal plan in our dining room, or maybe it's even a nursing care service they need to add, but still able to live independent in that apartment.
Okay.
And then that assisted living apartment just provides more clinical and personal care needs. And then, as Melissa shared, that nursing home side, healthcare side, and then the memory care side. So just that perfect example of that life plan and the steps as we all go through life. So,
absolutely. Yeah. And so, Donna, you are a resident. So kind of share with me your experience of being a part and living at Timbercrest.
Well, my husband and I live in one of these neighborhood homes. It's a duplex on the campus. My husband says that the the greatest sound in the world is when it's a snowy morning and he's laying in bed and he hears the snowplow drop in front of our house, and he knows that he doesn't have to get out there and shovel or plow or anything. So that's sort of the epitome of why we would move to a place like that, and still be able to do whatever. We appreciate that we're able to access all of the amenities of the manor, we call it. This evening there's going to be a concert in the courtyard. A beautiful summer evening to just come and listen to music. There are activities like that all the time that we can choose to be part of or not be part of. And when it's time to take a vacation, which we'll do in a couple of weeks, so we just let them know we're leaving and lock the door and go, and we don't have to worry about anything.
That sounds really nice.
That's a really great part of where we're living in the neighborhood homes.
That is great. And Melissa, with you being over the nursing department, kind of share with me some of the medical side of this facility. I'm sure you help and treat people with so many different diagnoses and really be able to stabilize and maintain it throughout their lives.
Sure. I think one of the greatest parts of being able to care for them medically is that we know them. Whether they are in the independent living, whether they're in residential, if they would need to come back to health care for if they had fallen and broken a hip and needed rehab, is we know them and they know us. And so there's that trust that you already have, that vulnerability in healing. And that's a huge part of that. Timbercrest is a 5-star facility with the Centers of Medicare and Medicaid Services. And so we're very proud of that. And we can provide a multitude of different services. The way that it was presented to me initially, which I think is so important, is that the healthcare part of Timbercrest is really an amenity to the care that we provide to our residents. It's not our primary focus because all of the care is the primary focus. And so whether they are in need of rehab, then we have therapy services that are able to help with that. Whether they are in need of just more long-term assistance, whether it be physically or cognitively, we are able to help with that. And whether it is helping to keep residents as independent as they can be so they can remain in their home at whatever level they're at.
Okay, that's great. I love how you said that, an amenity and just something extra that is added. And speaking of amenities, I know Donna mentioned the concert, and I'm sure there's other activities. So can you share with me, Mary Beth, just more about what you offer on the fun side and some of the amenities?
Yeah, we've got a great, what we call a program and service department. That department is just outstanding, and the goal is to keep our residents active and involved in the things they like to do. So we do have outside concerts on a patio area. We have lots of residents who participate in, we have book clubs, we have a chapel committee. We have residents who volunteer and help mow our grounds. They do bus trips, they do tin cap games. We have kind of, it's like a continuing education. So they have educational opportunities for continued learning. One of the coolest things we have, our chef in our dining room does what's called a teaching kitchen. And once a month, Chef Cheryl will come out and she will set up and do kind of a hands-on with residents to teach them to make something that they can go back and make in their homes or their apartments. It's a hands-on. Very popular at Timbercrest.
That's exciting.
And exercise opportunities and just, it's kind of endless. So,
Well, wonderful. It sounds like a really great place. And so, Donna, if someone is watching and thinking, should I join this community, what would you say to them?
Come ahead. It's a nice laid-back place. We're in, we have cornfields just sort of catty-cornered across from the campus, but also it's close to Fort Wayne. It was, 45 minutes to get here, Mary Beth, I think. So we can be as close as we want to be to Fort Wayne, or also just hear the birds singing.
Good point.
And my parents also lived at Timbercrest. My mother still
Oh,
does.
wow.
She's
Oh,
still in an independent apartment.
Yeah.
We said that the best gift our parents ever gave to us was to move to Timbercrest while they still could make the decisions themselves, and we didn't have to make that decision for them.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to hand that gift on to our two boys.
Yes.
To be able to say, we've done the heavy lifting, we've done the downsizing.
Yeah.
You're not going to have to do that for us. And so there's a freedom then to enjoy the rest of life, knowing that there's a foundation underneath, there's supportive care there. And one of the things, speaking of my mother, that is so reassuring is that these folks are looking after her. And she did have a hospital stay this spring, and so she had to come to the hospital and then went back into rehab in healthcare for less time than they thought it would take because of the wonderful care that she was given, and then she moved back into independent living. And the staff will still, the healthcare staff will say, "How's your mom?"
Yeah.
You know, there's just a lot of care, as Melissa said, all through the system.
That care and support, which is so great, and I love that. Generational
Yeah,
living is what's
absolutely.
happening
Yeah,
here.
right. Yeah.
So thank you so much, ladies, for coming in and chatting and sharing about your
Thanks so much for
community.
having us.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
Enjoyed it.
And if you would like more information about Timbercrest Living Community, we'll have their website listed below, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Timbercrest Senior Living Community.